Are you guys ready? Twitter freaks. Oh, why'd you go and say that? Twitter freaks. This website was a mistake. Yeah. Twitter freaks.
Twitter freaks. Oh, why'd you go and say that? Twitter freaks. The website was a mistake, yeah. Twitter freaks.
Oh boy. Big ol' freak and a half this week. Chica mita freaka da weeka. How do you say Twitter freaks in German? That's racist. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, so what's going on today? Well, I won't dance around it much today. We're doing the freaks that happened right after the election. The inauguration was on Monday. It's now Tuesday, so here's what we're doing. First up, let's start with some light fare. This has been kind of rough because it's made me choose a side between two individuals who I loathe with every fiber of my being. First up is Asmongold. If you're unfamiliar, Asmongold is some sort of like golem created when a bunch of cockroaches linked all their arms together and started operating as a bipedal organism. Versus Elon Musk, who you all may know as, well, we'll get to some of his exploits a little later in today's Freaks, obviously. But one of the things that he's been doing recently is trying to convince people he's like an epic god gamer. This is a weird thing for me because, I think America lost a lot when it stopped being a jock nation. Now we're like a nation ruled by like nerds that have like trauma from not getting pussy in high school. We're perpetually run by the Beat It chick guy from that 2-panel comic. Anyway, the thing that Elon's trying to do is convince people that he's really good at Path of Exile, and I think WoW is the other one. The problem with making these claims is that other people play those games. So when he posted stuff like, here's my character on Path of Exile, here's my character on WoW, everybody was like, well, there's just no possible way that that's the case. Like, in order to get to these accolades, you would have to be playing for 20 hours a day, and you're a public figure. We know where you are, like, day to day. You're not doing this. And so a significant amount of people were like, we call these people the rubes. We're like, wow, I can't believe he's so good at this game. He can squeeze, 6 hours of grinding into 15 minutes. But most people were like, oh, he's lying. And the lie was so egregious that I think he just got immediately laughed out of any sort of epic gamer space. And then he kind of doubled down. He was like, he did like that stream where he played Path of Exile and like, Elon maps. You all remember this. So Asmongold is like, listen, if you can prove that you played your account to, I believe, level 97, I will stream on X. And they have been beefing on and off, back and forth, and I just have to be completely honest. I love it. The more of these fights, I do appreciate that he is trying to ingratiate himself to like gamers, and he's like, he doesn't understand that these are the pettiest people on the planet, and like will not accept people giving them like random. They're like, oh, I like video games too. They're like, we don't care. Like, you're lying. I appreciate it. His Path of Exile account was logged in yesterday while he was live at the inauguration. Maybe he sent a clone. Maybe he was playing on his Neuralink at the same time, This is like Hitler beefs with your local asshole. Exactly, yeah. Ugh. Do you have a mysterious editor overseas? We'll get to that as well. Let me see. Is it like, I can't remember where. Yeah, next up. Okay, this one is just fun. The man in the automated message on the Manchester Civil Justice Centre phone number genuinely sounds unhinged. It gets worse the longer you listen. Just wait for the bit about bailiffs.
Thank you for calling Manchester Civil Justice Centre. The Civil and Family Court of Manchester is now closed. Please call back between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. The Civil Court counter is open 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for matters requiring judicial intervention within 24 hours. The Family family court is open on an appointment system only basis between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Please see the website for appointment details. The High Court counter is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you would like to see a bailiff, you can call or visit between 8:30 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. Monday to Friday. If you are making a claim for money, you can visit www.moneyclaim.gov.uk. If you are making a claim for possession of property, you can visit www.possessionclaim.gov.uk. Alternatively, you can visit our website at www.justice.gov.uk. Thank you.
I'm sorry. This is so funny. It's so fun. I if there were consequences to this, then I guess I would be upset. But this is just too funny for me to be mad at. If you would like to see a bailiff, if you had money. Who approved this? Someone with a sense of humor, Joseph. Come on, Joseph Tin Man. Surely you can understand this. Oh man, this guy put this in his demo reel. Yeah. This is voice acting work for sure. Oh my god. Okay, next up. The U.S. bans popular red dye from foods. No! God damn it. What happened to land of the free? What's going on in this once great nation? We can no longer eat red dye in our food. So for those of you who are worried about this, don't worry. It's not red 21 and it's not red 40. It is red 3, which I didn't even know was legal. But it's like, yeah, so it's been about 40 years since we banned this from everything else. I guess we can take it out of the food now. I will say good. Probably should do more. It's just it is funny. The people in the comments though are so confused because on one hand they want to be in favor of this because now that RFK is like, oh guys, it's bad to eat poison. And first of all, who are you to tell me it's bad to eat poison? I'll eat poison if I want. Since he's been saying that, all the rightoids are like, oh, we're like health nuts now. But on the other hand, like there is nothing like American Republicans love more than to get mad because like they took the lead out of the water, right? So half the comments are like good, you know, glad America's finally going to be healthy again, and the other half are like, oh, so no more red M&Ms, and it's like, oh man, it's crazy. Damn, I like to eat red stuff. Thank you. Oh man, they're all treatlers. Yeah, I mean this is the thing is like the current government is run by probably the greatest treatler in the history of time, but their Goebbels is like the most anti-treatler person ever. So it's going to be hard. There's going to be, I think, an internal. I think there is going to be a death of Stalin style power vacuum situation. But it's going to be about like banning red 40 or like KFC can't sell you the bucket with 35 whole chickens in it anymore, you know? All right, next up. Okay, by the way, I made a joke about Goebbels the other week and people were mad at me for saying Goebbels. That's how you say his name. They're like, no, it's Goebbels. Die. Come on. All right, next up. Xiaohongshu. Incredible things happening on Xiaohongshu. For those who do not have access to Google, 9/11 was a terrorist attack on New York City orchestrated by Mark Zuckerberg. That is true. That is true. That is true. It's true. It's true. It's literally true. He was like 11 at the time, but I mean, he had connections in high places. Jaxel. Yeah, Jaxel is Mark Zuckerberg trying to go stealth. It's him trying to ingratiate himself back into society. He's Jaxel maxing. And then one of the everything you need to know is going to be like everything you need to know about my plot to run the government. By the way, did you see him at the inauguration? Why was he there? What was he doing there? Right? Like what did he exactly do for next up. Okay, let's talk about congestion pricing. Okay, so in New York, they've implemented this thing called congestion pricing, which basically means if you're going to drive your car through the city, you have to pay like $1.50. All right. So this has basically turned everyone into Hitler. Didn't need a lot of pushing for New Yorkers. A lot of New Yorkers have latent Hitlerian particles just sort of swarming within them, especially in Manhattan. And as a result, there's been this huge backlash to congestion pricing, to the concept that you need to like pay taxes or like tolls to drive a car at all. Unfortunately, it is one of those things where the outcome was so unbelievably good that everyone just sort of immediately flipped on it. It was like day one, people were like, I can't believe we live in a third world society. New York is finished. And day two, they were like, I would probably kill to keep congestion pricing in place. So what's going on here? Well, as a result of these tolls, suddenly there's like the ability to walk on the street again in large parts of New York City. You know, I lived in the city for a significant amount of time, and there was just sort of a perpetual line of cars everywhere. And no one, I should be clear, for those of you who don't live in New York City, no one drives. No one has a car. There is no driving in New York City. Everyone just takes the subway, and it works. Like, it just doesn't make sense to ever drive or own a car. It's not a good way to get from place to place, and there's no parking, right? So, the people who are driving are like people who are making deliveries or people who are driving through it. And the people who are driving through it could theoretically not be driving through it. That's what the congestion pricing is designed to eliminate. The people who are making deliveries, of course, it takes them all goddamn day because they have to sit behind a whole bunch of cars. So I don't know. You know, I can't really be mad looking at these pictures. Like, look at this. Look at this. 26th and 6th. Look at this. This is what's okay, so there are cars in this picture. You have to understand, usually there are 10,000 cars in this picture. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Look at Times Square, dude. It's beautiful. This is noon on a Wednesday. Fucking hell. Well, you know, I mean, I guess I would say keep it up. Damn. Unfortunately, this doesn't change the fact that New York is a crime-ridden hellhole. I saw a Fox News bit on it the other day, which is true. There are some people in the comments that are like, well, it would help if you fix the subway next. Whoa, we can't be doing that. Ugh, man. But did you see they installed the spikes to stop fare evasion? Awesome. Cool. That don't stop fare evasion? You know, there are a lot of issues in the world that are really complex and require a lot of effort, but there's also so many issues that are so easy to fix, and this reminds me of that fact. Siberian, this is the thing. If I became president, I would, you know, people would be like, you have to solve Israel-Palestine, you have to solve inflation. And you know what I would say to those people? I'd say, I can't. I'd say, sorry, too hard. But you know what I will do? And I would implement 1,000 million things that literally could be done in an afternoon. Like banning robocalls could be done in an afternoon, you know? Like, stopping the junk mail could be done in an afternoon, you know? And people would be like, at the end of the presidency, they'd be like, well, he didn't stop, you know, he didn't solve Israel-Palestine. But you know, life is a lot easier all of a sudden, you know? It would be so easy. The first president that figures that out is going to rule for 1,000 years like Leto Atreides too. Next up. Okay, this is bleak. So, the Drake lawsuit, we now have the text of the complaint. I don't know if you guys would like this. I could like do the legal eagle style thing where I just read through the complaint and I point out things that are like interesting or notable to me. I think that's probably a little too hacky and I won't do it. But this is obviously the funniest part of it. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but a fucking colonizer. Is that what you think that line refers to? I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Oh, no, come on. I don't know. No, you not a colleague. You a fucking colonizer. Oh, they're trying to make fun of the fact that Drake is Jewish. I didn't even know Drake was Jewish. I'm going to be honest with you. I guess I do now, but I'm pretty sure that Not Like Us is about that he's a pedophile, not that he's Jewish. Oh no. Anita Max Win. That's my alter ego. He does need a Max Win. Holy shit. Good luck on this one. I think the funniest part of it is what if he wins and like Kendrick has to tweet an apology. That would be very funny. Next up. All right. We've had some fun today. We had a good time. Let's get into politics. All right, first up. This is the conclusion to the Asmongold thing. So Elon Musk tweeted this to say, Asmongold he wants you to think that he's a free thinker, but he actually is at the whims of his producers. And so to leak that, he posts this. I'll go see if my editors want to make a second account. Sure. Who are these mysterious editors? Oh, it's two guys, D. Asmongold and Cat Dan RU. They basically run the YouTube account. Any content I post is edited or uploaded by them. They just get a cut of the ad rev. It's a good system. Almost everyone on YouTube does it. I do this, not with the main channel. I pay flat rate on the main channel because I'm not big enough to give people cut of rev. Cut of rev works for like really big people for whom they can make a living off cut of rev, but I have like 4 or 5 different editors, and they want them to be paid hourly. And he replies, interesting. And he's like talking about like, he's like, did you guys know that Asmongold isn't cutting up his own 13-hour clips? Editors are doing it. And he's trying to imply that the editors have some kind of control over him, that they like rule his mind. It's incredible. I mean, every time this guy opens his mouth, it's great to hear like he has no idea how anything works. But like YouTube editing, you don't know how YouTube editing works? Come on. I will say my favorite part of it is the reason he doesn't know how editing works is because he doesn't understand the concept of videos being watchable. Have you ever watched any of his streams? They're like screen recordings, and like he doesn't turn off like any background noise, so it's like the whole time, and sometimes he'll walk away for like 15 minutes. It is unwatchable shit. He thinks they're like newspaper editors. Oh my god, that's it. That's totally it. Oh my god. Can someone explain this? What is the relevance? Oh man. It's Dyer that's been calling the shots this whole time. Yes. If you ever have had a problem with me or my content, it's Dyer's fault. Next up. Okay. Oh, this one was bleak. So, at a presser this past week, I don't even know if I can do this one. It's like so sad. At a presser this last week, there was a dude in attendance who was a known like guy who will ask about Israel-Palestine. And a bunch of like jackbooted thugs came in the middle of the presser and like lifted him up like a 60-year-old man and just dragged him out of the room. And he starts as soon as he realizes what's going on, he's like, I'm being dragged out of the room. I'm being like, this is the total fascism. I can't believe it. And everyone else in the room is just sitting there, and they keep doing the presser while it's happening. And it's like, man, what a swan song for the Biden admin. Like a bunch of people who were like, it is your duty to stop Trump, to stop fascism. We are going to remove dissidents from our pressers, though. Like, they might ask the question, why are you continuing a genocide on your way out? It was so bleak, man. All the other journos just laugh. You know what it reminds me of? I had to research a lot of this for a paper I wrote for one of my classes. It reminds me of the AIDS pressers. At the time that AIDS was like just ravaging the country, there was one guy who would ask about AIDS in the pressers. He'd be like, does the president have anything to say about like the fact that all these people are dying of this unknown cancer? And all the other journos would just laugh at him. They'd be like, ha ha ha, look at you asking about the gay sickness. It reminds me of that. It's like there's like one guy in the room who's like trying to ask a question that matters, and the rest of them are so concerned about access that they're like, oh well, ha ha ha, you know. Oh man. The Blinken stuff. Hope his dick falls off. Monster. Man. I also, we can't talk about Blinken without remembering the time he did the Hoochie Coochie Man. That shit was so funny. He tried to like parade himself around as like the cool member of the admin, and so he did like a blues standard, and he just did like a black scent. He did what? All right, I'll show you the Hoochie Coochie Man. Secretary Anthony Blinken plays and sings Muddy Waters' Hoochie Coochie Man. All right. So, and he does do a voice. Let me see if I can.
Everybody knows I'm here.
Come on, man. You can't be doing that voice, white boy. Well, everybody knows I'm him. Oh, no. All right, next up. Okay, I don't know if this was written by the teens, but I think this is my favorite. This is my favorite tweet at the end of the Biden admin. As we transition into the Trump admin part 2 and things get so much worse, this one just lives in my head. If Democrats nominate Joe Biden, he may win, and we'll have 4 years of weak, feckless Democratic leadership, and then in 4 years he'll be defeated by a Republican Party even more openly white nationalist. If you nominate an Obama redux, you'll get a worse Trump redux 2019. Oh, man. My favorite part of this tweet is the responses. I think this is pretty wrong. If Biden wins 2020, the social movements, Bernie-crats, Progs, DSA will be positioned to push hard on legislation in a way they were not organized when Obama was elected. Boo-doo. Oh, man. I'll be surprised if he loses in 2024. Incumbents usually win. Doo-doo. Let me see if this statement is idiotic. Doo-doo. I'm trying to find the ones from 2019. Save this tweet for 5.5 years from now and you'll be proven correct. I like this eye roll. Boo-doo. Oh, man. Oh, too good. Too good. Next up. Okay. So, here's the deal. I think we're seeing in the wake of the decline of the Biden presidency and the ascendancy of the Trump presidency, in which it's been made clear that he's not going to really, like, everything he does is either going to be bad or just like a weird nothing, like the Greenland thing. The whole thing is being run by oligarchs, and one of the big guys is this guy. Musk and Zuckerberg and Bezos are kind of positioning themselves to just secretly run the United States. And they're like at the inauguration, they're all like cozying up to him. All these companies are now trying to ingratiate themselves into the admin. They're like trying to like bow down and like get on their knees and beg like a dog. And it's really rough to see. But this one is kind of the tip of it. I knew one day I'd have to watch powerful men burn the world down. I just didn't expect them to be such losers. I thought they'd be like Lex Luthor types, right? Like people who wield a lot, like kingpin types. Like what happened to the mafia? No, it's just a bunch of like soy Gen X and Z millennials who just happen to have $1 trillion from like selling data. It's rough, man. It is really not great. It's, All right, so Donald Trump was inaugurated this past weekend, but the thing about Donald Trump is he's kind of in a perpetual state of financial crisis because he has to keep paying out all these people for, the rapes. But finally he found a way to deal with it, and that is he released a coin. So he made a meme coin the like 2 days before he became president, right? And people thought that he got hacked. They were like, is this like the highest value hack of all time? No, it was really him. He has a meme coin. It's $Trump. And in one night, he made $1 quadrillion. And then, this is going to fucking surprise you, he rug pulled. Can you believe this shit got rugged? I thought this was going to be a stable investment. He made like $1 trillion billion. The question I think we probably should ask is this legal? And the answer is, well, who's going to stop him? Does it matter? Rebecca's got the right answer, which is technically it wasn't a rug, but it has the same outcome. The reason I think that he's going to get away with it is because if he were held accountable, then something would have had to have happened. The important part of this is you can see his kind of hair melding into his ear here. Come on, stop using AI for these. Ugh. And then I don't know. Then Melania did one. Then that like black preacher did one. And I think everyone is realizing that the new scam to trick elderly people out of their Social Security isn't asking for donos. It's being like, Bitcoin, do Bitcoin. You can do Trump Bitcoin. Oh, man. All right. TikTok. So also this past weekend was TikTok. And if you wanted an example of how Democrats lost the election, I think this is just a perfect one. So for the past year, we've been hearing that TikTok is going to be shut down in the United States because it's a secret Chinese spyware app. Is this true? Probably not. but we have to feel like we're doing something, right? We can't just be doing nothing. The date by which it was going to be shut down was January 19th if a solution wasn't found. So they passed the bill that banned TikTok. Biden signed the bill that banned TikTok. And then the last thing they decided to do was they were going to take it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court in a 9-0 was like, yeah, you can ban TikTok. I think they were hoping it would be like a 5-4 and they would get to be like, the political Supreme Court has prevented us from banning TikTok, a national security risk. But they were all like, yeah, do it. Fuck it. What do we care? And so on the 19th, it went down. It said, we regret that a U.S. law banning TikTok will take effect on January 19th and force us to make our services temporarily unavailable. We're working to restore our service in the U.S. as soon as possible. We appreciate your support. Please stay tuned. But this wasn't the message for long, because they got a call from the incoming admin and changed the second paragraph to, President Trump has signaled that he will work to find us a solution, and we expect to be back online on January 21st. And then 14 hours later, TikTok was all the way back through, and it said, we have gotten, we are back. And why are we back? Because President Trump helped us find a solution. And it's like, wow, great. Just walking into day one with a ceasefire and a TikTok unban. They're just handing this guy a mandate. It's holy shit. Trump was the one who started ban TikTok. Yeah, but that's the thing is the response to this from Democrats have been like, well, Trump started it. It's like, yes. And then you passed the bill and you signed the thing and you elected to enforce it, right? You should have just not done those things, right? Am I crazy? If he wanted to ban it and that was bad, then why did you continue trying to ban it? Biden said he wasn't going to. That statement meant nothing. It really did not mean a goddamn thing. I think that the solution, if you wanted Trump to have to lay down in front of the TikTok ban, is to oppose the TikTok ban instead of doing it yourself. But hey, what do I know? I don't make, consultant money. I think they had to unban it because they realized that those weird DNC dead ender 19-year-olds are all on TikTok, and they're like, fuck, those are the only people who like us anymore. All right, next up. I will real quick thank Caseoh for his valiant effort. Caseoh says he will enter the TikTok server room in order to prevent a U.S. ban. I'll stand in the TikTok server room and say, if you're going to shut this down, you're going to have to go through me. He says they got through. I didn't go down without a fight, though. I tried. Thank you, Caseoh. I wish it had worked. This is, I don't know what it is. This is like the one streamer I like. I don't know what it is. It's so many of the popular streamers. I'm like, I don't get it. Why do people watch this guy? This guy, I get it. I think the like his fat joke stuff is his weakest shit, by the way. When like people are like, Caseoh, you like burger. I'm like, oh my God, like, come on. But when Caseoh is talking out his thought process on Dress to Impress, it is legitimately some of the best content I've ever seen on the platform. It's unbelievable. It's so good, man. He teleported here from like 2011. I love his setup. Like, you can't see shit, and he's like one of the most popular guys on the platform. Oh, man. Oh. Caseoh, Germa, Northern Line are the big three. We get it. You're a quirked up white boy or a very attractive autistic lesbian. What's the other thing that they call themselves? I'll say this. I don't watch the Northern Line streams. I like his vibe, but the streams, they're not really streams. They're just like, it's like following Aristotle around all day, trying to hope to get like a glimpse of wisdom when he sees like a duck that like impresses upon him in an interesting way. You're all just kind of at the edge of your seat waiting for that wisdom drop. But in order to get there, you have to watch like a 5-hour VOD of a 40-year-old playing a video game for babies, right? You lack wisdom. That's true. I think that's probably correct. Ugh. Next up. Okay. So alongside the TikTok ban was a ban of Marvel Snap. So shouts out to Patrick Sullivan, one of the best accounts on here. Patrick Sullivan, a titan of casting. A lot of what I do in the CSM when I was doing PPG is modeled after, of course, these Star City Games events. I think still the gold standard for third-party casting in the history of time. Great follow on Twitter. He's always yelling at people. He's like the angriest guy ever. I love it. We like it. But turns out that Marvel Snap was my former employer, Scopely, is a wholly owned subsidiary of the KSA Sovereign Wealth Fund. And as a result, when ByteDance went down, so did Marvel Snap. So Marvel Snap players were forced to play a good game for a couple of hours, but did get it back as TikTok came back. I want to say also this incredible tweet. You may have seen their ads from Monopoly Go on TV recently. I think this contrast in treatment is noteworthy, in part because they did 9/11. Oh, man. Patrick Sullivan, as your lawyer, I have to tell you, keep posting this shit. I can't form a legal relationship with you. Of course, I have no intention of doing so. And these aren't legal conclusions. They're just me raffling off a little meme. Man, that's too good. It's too good, man. Next up. In honor of Joe Biden's last day as president, let's share your favorite moment of Joe. I mean, this is the one. Let me say this as clearly and as simply as I can. Damn, that one was so good. Oh, everyone's just posting me. This one was so funny. When he signed the Trump hat, and he was like, do you want me to sign your hat? And he went, hell no. Biden, and also to a lesser degree Trump, they would be good as a sort of a representative of America's moral character, like some sort of king. But the second they have any political power, the whole thing goes to shit. You know, this one's unbelievable.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
It was so good. This one's good.
Tomorrow I'm doing 9/11.
Tomorrow I'm doing 9/11. Oh, man. Okay, here, hold up. This one, and it's not close. Oh, the Boo Boo Bear. I remember this. I can't believe he did it. Oh, okay. Biden has to launch a coin immediately. Democrats are hurting. They need a way to resist. Insane potential here. Do we have $ Biden? Come on. Oh, man. This is my all-time favorite.
beer brewed.
This one was so good. And people were telling us, they were like, oh no, he was just excited at this point.
The beer brewed here, it is used to make the brew beer in this refinery. Oh, Earthrider, thanks for the Great Lakes. The beer.
It was so good. Oh man, it was a classic. Oh my god, I can't believe he posted this. It was so good. I will say I know we all knew. But when that article came out that was like, yeah, we were all just hiding that he was like completely gone the entire time. When that article came out, I was like, all right. Yeah. All right. Okay. I do want to say one of the reasons why this keeps happening, we keep getting geriatric, 95-year-old men whose brains are basically sponges at this point, in the White House, is because most Americans are absolutely dumb as hell. Like we've just become so much stupider over the last few years, as evidenced by this incredible tweet with 2,000 likes. The TikTok ban goes to show they could ban child porn if they wanted to. The government is evil, clear as day. They don't care about anything that doesn't benefit them. That's actually true. They should ban child porn. Hold up. Did they not ban? I was just under the impression that it was banned. And of course, not to say anything, trust God in bio. You should trust God and keep reading that book. That's the thing. Is like you look at people like this that are username theist writing something like this, and you're just like, have you read the Bible? Because I feel like you can't read. Right? There's just no way. All right. Okay. Next. Oh, okay. Let's talk about the inauguration proper. So I told you at the beginning that there was a guy trying to do the Martin Luther King Jr. cadence. So the inauguration went. They had Trump. They had Carrie Underwood, no music. Then they had a rabbi who was like, we must, annihilate all Palestinians. They had this guy come up. And he was like, I'm going to be like a representative of Christianity, and I'm going to do like the black church thing. He's like a 23-year-old guy. And he spent the whole time talking like this. And it was like, okay. And he was doing lines from the I Have a Dream speech. He was like, I really hope that President Donald Trump is judged by the content of his character, not the color of his skin. And it's like, okay, I don't know if you're allowed to do this, man. And I just want you to look at Vance and Trump as he's doing this.
All of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able to sing in the meaning of their own legal spiritual. Free at last, thank you, God Almighty.
Look at Vance. He's trying not to laugh. Vance, I see you on TV. You try not to laugh, bro. Come on.
Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able
Look at
to
him.
sing.
He's like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, is he doing the Martin Luther King Jr. bit? Like, why? This isn't...
Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last.
Oh my god.
I'm screaming.
Look at Trump. Look at Musk, and then look at the guy right behind Musk. All right, ready?
Spiritual.
Elon's like, yeah, that's a good point. And the guy behind him was like, there's no way. He's like...
We are free at last.
I'm
Musk is
screaming.
like, yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
I'm screaming.
God, I love the Vance doing that. I see you trying not to laugh, bro. Holy shit. Oh my god. And then it's seconds after getting off stage, he launched a bit like a meme coin. Isn't that awesome? If I was Coffeezilla, I would just kill myself. I feel so bad for the guy. Like he had to make a video. He's like, okay, I know I try really hard not to be political. Trump made a meme coin. And then the next day he had to be like, Melania made a meme coin. And then he had to be like, fucking hell. After getting off stage at the inauguration, the guy pretending to be Martin Luther King Jr. made a meme coin. Oh man, I feel so mad about it. Okay, next up. He made a video called let's check on Coffeezilla. What is the Coffeezilla? What does the Coffeezilla Void channel look like right now? I hate my life. Oh man. I hate my life. What are we working with here?
Because everyone was trying to
this
jump in
autoplayed a little.
Melania coin. Yeah, just wait until like Xi Jinping coin comes out. Like, what is the whole market gonna crash then too? It's so stupid.
Xi Jinping, I'm telling you now, launch the meme coin. We will be buying. Next up. And of course, no inauguration event would be complete without Jake and Logan Paul. Jake and Logan Paul were there. Why? I don't know. This is actually, they're going to be Secretary of the Interior and Defense, I've heard. I have advance notice. But here they are taking a picture with New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Eric Adams, get the fuck out of my room. Oh, why is he? Why? You know, I have told you many times that New York City is the suicide forest of America. Oh, man. Oh, God. Also, not for nothing, this guy's hair. Holy shit. What is with this guy? Completely bald in the front, long-ass blonde ponytail in the back. Who is that? Holy shit. The fucking white samurai. This is the white Ronin. He served he served the United Healthcare CEO. Trump brought him as a show of solidarity, but he still wanders the blasted heath, masterless. Maybe he'll serve the Pauls with any luck. Next up. Oh, okay, so we got to talk about this. Any Germans in the audience may not legally be allowed to watch this episode of Freax. Okay, so Elon Musk did a speech. He was hopped up on Ket or something, man. He was in the background doing this the whole time. Like, he was on something. But he concludes his speech like this. Let's just watch this together. Could be anything, honestly. To be honest, it could be anything. He did it twice. So here's the thing. There's been a lot of people who are like, actually, it technically wasn't a Hitler salute. Actually, it was a salute that was like my heart and then going to the moon, to Mars. Listen, I don't know. Even if you buy that stupid shit, and let's be honest, I don't think anyone really does. It looks bad. Bad optics, folks. It's not good optics. I will say the thing that I always love seeing on these is like half the people are like the dumbest like losers ever, who were posting stuff like, actually, technically, the angle of the thing is wrong. It is not a Nazi salute. And then the other half of the comments are Nazis who are like, hell yeah, a Nazi salute. It's like one of you two has to get the memo. Oh, man. Ugh, Jesus Christ. I can't believe this guy gets to run the country. All right, next up. And if you want to know, the thing is that many people see this and they're like, how did America sort of succumb to fascism? You know, it makes sense that Germany did. Like, it was the worst economic downturn ever. People were like desperate. America's fine. Like, we're doing okay. What do we have to be fascist about? You know, there's no bread lines here. And I will say probably the internet broke everybody's brains, but it's this type of mentality, which I'm so happy showed up on my dash. Remember when your parents would make you use shampoo as a young child and you'd get it in your eyes and would cry because you got poison in your eyes and this was totally normal? Remember you didn't want to eat Brussels sprouts because they made your tummy hurt and they smelled bad, but your parents wouldn't let you eat dessert until you gagged them down and this was supposed to be normal? I can go on. Youth nowadays is filled with endless examples of these crimes. It is sickening to think all of the innocent children who had to endure these offenses. And I'm sorry, it's just the case that the modern movement towards fascism is basically perpetuated by a bunch of people who were like, I had to eat Brussels sprouts as an 8-year-old. Like, that's really the reason. Like, that's legitimately the...
Remember the
it's
good old
this.
times. Remember when we used to laugh at W speed clips. Remember when young boy didn't mean mumble crap. Remember slipping your wee-wee in the fan to see how it felt.
Yup.
Remember when LGTBTWTQQ Remember crying to funk music after failing 5th grade math test. Remember when Patrick Bateman wasn't known by normies.
Yep.
Those were the good old days.
It's this. It's literally this. It's like, it's me when I have to install a fascist regime because I'm bored, like, because mommy made me drink my milk. It's so good. When she forced me to take my diarrhea medicine. Oh my God. Ugh. Entire country with oppositional defiant disorder. Your words, not mine. Okay, next up. Am I the only one around here who still likes wokeness and PC culture? That's what I'm saying. Holy shit. Oh, man. Ugh. All right. So, of course, in the wake of the lowest point in, I guess I would say, the capital D Democrats ever, not only did they lose to Donald Trump, they lost to him again. We've had a weekend of people like the Basils of this world posting like, get ready for the leftists to tell us it's our fault again, which has been fantastic, including this one. This one is just kind of how I feel is the Dem loyalists were wrong about the significance of Gaza to Americans. The thing came out the other day that actually it was the second most important thing in the minds of people who sat home right after the economy. It was the most important thing in the 3 swing states that Kamala had to carry. They were wrong about the political relevance of the TikTok ban. They were like, oh, it's not going to matter. They were wrong about the validity and intensity of popular hatred of corporations. You don't know anything. Please exit all civic life forever. I don't understand how people get to be this wrong all the time and still get work as consultants. At least I'm not charging for when I tell you that Riziel is bad. Fucking hell. All right, okay. Let's get off politics for a little bit. Let's get off. We got a couple more. First up. Insane, hilarious situation going on at Walgreens right now. So you all know my position on Walgreens and CVS. If you listen to the last Will Account Sell, by the way, Will Account Sell out on all major platforms. We're going to start advertising. We have vertical video now. We're going to throw it on TikTok. We were waiting on a TikTok launch until it turned out if it was banned or not. But we are anti-Walgreens on this channel. Walgreens has replaced their fridge doors with large computers that show what's inside. Why did we do this? I don't know. Me when I have to replace 10,000 fridge doors with glass that shows the interior of the fridge door on an LCD because I'm bored. And they signed a 10-year contract with vendor. The screens don't work. They're glitchy. They catch fire. So Walgreens tries to end their contract. And so, on December 14th, Avakian's team cut the data feeds to 100 Walgreens stores in the Chicago area. The smart doors affected in each of these stores glazed over with white pixels or blacked out. Customers could no longer see where the Coke and Red Bull and Hot Pockets and Heineken sat and assumed either the fridges were out of order or found themselves, I imagine, just leaving. That's amazing. It's so genius. The screens are good just for this. It's the guy with the gingerbread.
The gingerbread man gonna pop up right there.
This is the whole reason they have these.
There you go. I told y'all. There you go. There you go.
The gingerbread guy fucking around. That's the whole reason. I'm sorry. Was something wrong with glass? Just hire someone to dance in a gingerbread costume. Holy shit. Next up. Oh my God. Okay, Prismatic Eevee collection. Have you all been paying attention to the Prismatic Eevee collection in Pokemon? So Pokemon releases one good set every 300 years. And what people have decided is the good set is the Prismatic Eevee collection box. As a result, people have been getting into fistfights in Costco trying to purchase pallets of these at a time. Here's an individual who says, I've opened 100 packs of this and nothing. I hate this game. Shouts out to this person writing, Lord in heaven, thank you for this. I just want to say real quick, this person got so much fucking shit for this. because they were like, this isn't a scalper reselling sealed product. This is someone opening it. It's a vendor. They're the lifeblood of this community. I'm sorry, if you buy 100 packs of the Prismatic Evolution box and you open them, to me, there is no difference if you are reselling them or trying to open them for an upsell. You are still trying to profit off the contents of them. What's your fucking problem? Oh my God. Oh, I don't know, man. Pokemon's got to do something about this. Geez Louise. I mean, there's no reason why they would do anything about it, because it turns out buying all your product every time is pretty good. They said we're doing a mass reprint. Good. I will say, that is actually really good of them. Wow, great. But I will say, when I went to that retro store I talked about a little earlier, they had two boxes of this, and I was looking at them and I was like, oh my God, they're for sale. I was like, have you guys been swarmed with freaks trying to like get these? And they were like, oh no, we only got these 2 boxes. So everyone who buys something, we're giving them a raffle ticket if they like Pokemon, and we're just going to raffle them off. And I was like, okay, that's a good idea. That's a good way to do it. This is insane. Oh my God. It was so funny when this was happening and like the Logan Pauls of the world were buying anything in the trading card shelf. And as a result, Yu-Gi-Oh cards kind of just sort of sold out everywhere. But what they were buying was like things that had been rotting on the shelf for years. Like when the big cardboard hype happened, Konami it was like manna from heaven. They were able to move all of these speed duel boxes. They were able to move all of the legendary Dex Yu-Gis. They were like, thank God it's all finally gone. Pokemon was able to move all the Detective Pikachu sets. Oh my God. Dragons of Legend off the shelves. Holy shit. All right, next up. This is the last one. This happened after we started. We started Freax, and then this happened. Trump announces end of birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. They're calling it the most challenged in court EXO of all time. They're calling it the least stickable EXO of all time. Listen, he's probably going to say this, and because the world is terrible, it might still happen. There is no, again, not a lawyer. There is no legal basis for doing this. This is the most flagrantly unconstitutional shit in the world. Oh, man. The SC could do it. There is no way. It's fucking in the Constitution. It's not. People are like, 14th Amendment. It's in the fucking text of the actual Constitution. Like, holy shit. I don't know. Oof. You got to amend it. You got to amend it. The only way you can do this is by amendment. Mark my words. Put a pin in this clip. If this happens, if the Supreme Court sides with him on this, I don't know, then I'll max out Ghost Trick. What does maxing out Ghost Trick even entail? Probably nothing. Okay, and let's just check the what's happening. Project 2025, Nazis, Medicare, and Medicaid. Awesome. All right.